Hey guys. So, let's see. I just got back from the gym, hence this lovely ensemble I've kind of got going on. The Bruce Springsteen style headband, blah blah blah. And sometimes my gym times are good, easy workouts, and sometimes it takes everything within me to get them done. And today was one of those days where it took everything within me to get it done. It probably has a lot to do with the fact that I have had no emotions outside of wake up and do things. It just sort of felt, kind of emotionally spent. I'm not quite sure how that happened, but I've just been sort of meh. And I wanted to write out the thoughts that I was having, but I figured instead of writing it out, that I would talk it out. So, hopefully this all makes some sort of sense. Hopefully it's just not an exercise in my own ramblings. And hopefully this won't last too long. So here we go. So while I was struggling through my treadmill time, I started thinking about this word, and I've thought about it a lot over the years. It's a word I've been intrigued by, and it's a word that we use a lot. And it's the word joy. Now, I've been thinking about it, and yeah, there's a dictionary definition of what joy can mean. There's a spiritual definition of what joy can mean, and all of these different things. And I was trying to figure out what it meant for me, what being joyful meant for me, because I think a lot of times joy and happiness are intertwined. But I think happiness is temporal. Happiness is based off of the circumstances, and happiness is kind of just an emotion. Happiness is easily discernible because if somebody is happy, generally they smile more or they have that extra pep in their step, that type of thing. But I think joy manifests even where the circumstances don't actually make any sense for there to be joy. I think that to be joyful is a lifestyle decision. Maybe it's akin to optimism, maybe it's akin to hope, but I know that to be joyful is something that is not circumstantial. It's something that is deeper than just a smile or a pep in the step. It's something that's a little more permanent than any emotion sometimes can be. And as I started thinking about it a little bit more and looking at my own life and some of the things that have gone on, I begin to wonder if joy is akin to strength, and hope. Joy, hope, and strength are kind of all connected. Maybe it's just experiential on my end. But I feel like that ability to be able to smile even though things are crappy, to smile even though things are uncertain, to be positive in the face of danger, I think all of that is the manifestation of joy. Maybe it's a perspectives things too. Where you know that no matter what, something will bloom where you are. Something will be a ray of light where you are. I like those types of people. I like being one of those types of people. I have my moments. I think we all have our moments where we lose sight of that joy. It's just right outside of our grasp normally. But there are people who they choose to just look at the negative. They choose to just be filled with bitterness. They choose to allow the circumstances to tear them down in every way, shape, or form. And then there are certain people who look at the circumstances and look at the negative things and look at the terrible things and try to better them in some way, shape, or form. try to learn from them in some way, shape, or form, and embrace that it's got to get better instead of it's got to get worse. So I guess then the question comes, if that's what joy is, all of that stuff that I described, then what type of person am I? What type of person are you? And what benefit is it to be a person who allows life to continually steamroll them, to allow dreams to be crushed on a regular basis, to walk around with a visible scowl, or treat people as less than? What benefit does that do you, as opposed to someone who can look at the day, even if everything around them blows, and be able to see a smile on a kid's face or a rainbow outside their door, as cheesy as it sounds, or hear that one voice on the other line, or that one hand around their shoulder that says that it's going to be okay, and say, you know what, today's not a bad day after all. I don't know. I choose to be a joy-filled person. I choose to use the talents and giftings that I have to capture that, even when I don't feel like it. I choose to tell stories of hope and finally kind of allow myself to do some dreaming that I had stopped doing for some dumb reason. So yeah, not a pithy little entry, more of a thinking kind of entry. But that's kind of where my brain is right now, in that little thinky part. Next time I do a vlog, it'll be something a little different. Hopefully it won't be as deep as this. Again, like the last one, if you have any questions for me, I figure the next vlog will be me answering questions. I asked some friends of mine on Facebook, and some of the questions they're asking me are far outside of my mental capabilities. I am not a physicist. I am not a fortune teller. Some of them have been strangely fascinating. But hey, maybe I can have a little fun with those too. So, if you have any questions, drop them below down there, and I will answer them in my next vlog. Until then, I hope you guys find joy in small things and big things, even when everything around you says it's crap. Because this life is a pretty good one, and we deserve to have a little bit of fun with it. Bye.